What is up, YouTube family? Thank you guys for tuning in today as of March 21st, 2022. So if you're looking for news, stimulus information, student loan cancellation, or news that's going on in Ukraine, then this is the channel for you. Guys, we want to be real with you guys and tell you the truth. Listen, on this channel, we're neutral. We're not pulling for one side or the other. We have our own opinion. You have your own opinion, and everybody's voice should be heard. So on this channel, we want to promote that your opinion does matter, and we want to give you a platform so you can let us know how you feel. I'm going to tell you something. I have learned a lot from you guys, the viewers. You have taught me so much, and know this, that I'm always willing to learn. It doesn't matter how I grew up, doesn't matter what I was told. I see for myself, I look up the news, I do my research, and I listen to you guys. And I'm going to tell you something. I really appreciate the time that you've taken to put a comment, to really engage in this channel, because really, that's what it's all about, and we're here to do our job, to bring you the news that will help and benefit you. It doesn't do you any good if there's nothing there to help you. So we want to do our best and let you know that we truly care about you guys. We respect your time, and we thank you for watching this channel. So if you can, smash that like button, show your support, show your love. We would really appreciate it. And guys, we are so close to that 60,000 goal. Every day we're getting more and more subscribers, and we appreciate that. And just to say thank you, we're going to be giving 3 lucky subscribers each $100, and hopefully that will help you guys. And let me tell you something, the more love we can get, the more giveaways we can do. And I tell you what, I will do a poll for a certain prize, and you guys get to select the prize that you want for the next giveaway. So stay tuned for more information on that. So let's talk about news. Time is money, and there's an article that is literally saying you can be missing $5,000. So what does it truly mean? How are you missing $5,000? Well, I dug through the article, and it said that there were several people, a lot of people, who were not getting their stimulus check, the $1,400, and some that didn't even get their child tax credit of $3,600. It said that some even opted out. Why would they opt out of something like that? That's crazy. Look, if they're trying to send us money to help through a pandemic, then I would have gladly taken it, because it would have helped us through the hard times. These gas prices, they're not easy on us. There's so much things that are going on, and we need help. You guys need help. So can we say this, that the Biden administration needs to step up and do their job? And I say that with all love and respect, just because I understand they're our leaders right now. But we can hold our leaders accountable, because they have a job to do. That's why they're in that job. And it's you and I who are depending on them, right, to get their job done. So we're Americans living each day out in the world and trying to make a living, trying to take care of our families, just trying to survive. We hear of the war, and we hear of things that are going on all around us, but what we don't hear is how they're going to help Americans. Now, I understand that the Democrats and the Republicans, they're having their issues, but I kind of wish that they would get things together so that way it would help us Americans out, because them arguing and not agreeing on anything is kind of wasting time, and people are struggling now, not later. They're needing help now. Stimulus checks need to be sent out now. I learned in my research that watching these videos and going through the research that stimulus checks won't hurt our economy, because there is actual funding for this bill. Now, whether or not they get it together, that's another question. Right now, their main focus doesn't seem to be in America, and I'm all for helping other people, but what I'm not for is leaving Americans behind. There's so much news out there that's going on, and I'm telling you guys, we need help now. And if you would, let me know down in the comments how you feel about the things that are happening. I'm going to show you right quick in the article that shows you can get up to $5,000 right now, and the deadline is April 18th. So if you haven't filed your taxes, you want to go ahead and get that done soon. So here we see that it says time is money, and Americans have just 1 month left to claim up to $5,000 in missed stimulus checks and child tax credit. Americans have just 1 month to claim this. April 18th is the deadline. Taxpayers who believe they are still eligible to receive a stimulus check or CTC payments must file their tax refunds by April 18th, and that is the deadline. So if you haven't filed your taxes, then you might want to go ahead and get that done because you might be eligible for this $5,000. I mean, man, hey, why not? So if you haven't, make sure you get that done by April 18th. So now let's talk about the gas vouchers worth $300 a month. Some economists back new government aid as prices at the pump soar. So we know that the Democratic Party administration in Washington, they're struggling right now to find effective ways to fight high inflation. Some economists are calling for lawmakers to deliver new assistance for Americans dealing with high gasoline prices. If I were in Dem leadership in the House, I would bring forward a bill to give $50 billion gas price relief to low-income households and defy Republicans to vote against it. Wouldn't such spending add to inflation? Shepardson pushed back after critics suggested exactly that, with the economist saying it would not because a $50 billion outlay amount is just 0.2% of the U.S. GDP. So what they're saying is it wouldn't really affect the economy because it's just a small portion of it that would affect it, 0.2%. Well, that's not really a whole lot. That's not even a whole percent. So if this is going to help people, it may not be much, but anything is better than nothing. And I'm all for helping Americans out. Listen, this is what I'm talking about. The Republicans, the Democrats, one pushes a bill, the other one fights against it. The other one feels that this is better, and then they fight against it, and then nothing gets done. I wish they would come together as one team to make something happen. At this point, I just want Americans to be taken care of. And I hope that you feel the same, because right now it's us that are living day to day having to pay these high prices, not just in gas, but when we go to the grocery store. In fact, me and my wife, we went grocery shopping a couple days ago, and the words that came out of my mouth, I never thought I'd say, but I said, hey, it actually would be cheaper if we went out to eat opposed to getting groceries because the price has went up a whole lot. So let us know your thoughts on how you feel that the Biden administration is doing on that. I wish that they would come together to provide some sort of resolution because several Americans are needing help now. So if we don't have already enough to worry about, what about the World War III that could possibly be happening? And this is why I bring it up, because a recession could come out of this, and this would affect Americans greatly. They're talking about concentration camps. They're talking about things that Russia is doing behind the scenes that's not really being broadcasted. They're taking people from Ukraine and putting them in what you would call a concentration camp. This is very scary, and this is something that I hope is not happening at all. But the question is, what will the United States do? What will NATO do? What are they going to do? Are they going to stand by and watch this happen? Or is someone finally going to say, enough is enough, Putin, you need to stop? Well, there's a video that has been broadcasting that's saying this is the answer to Ukraine. If you want to know how to stop Putin, then here's the answer and here's the key. So I've got a video for you guys, and I've waited to the end because I don't want to waste your time, and I know that time is very valuable at this point, and I want to make sure that you guys get the news that you need, that you come to watch for, that if you haven't got that money, then you need to make sure that you file your taxes. For those on Social Security, SSI and SSDI, if you haven't received your check, please contact the Social Security Administration, the IRS. They'll be more than happy to help you out. It may take a while because right now there's actually been a delay in getting things out. My tax return took 2 weeks longer than it had before. I used to get my tax return within a few weeks, and this time it almost took 2 months. So remember that they're very low on manpower right now, and it may take a little longer, but calling them will definitely help you out. So with this war that could possibly be going on, what would that do to Americans? Well, that would make things go higher in price with inflation. And not only that, but they're talking about raising the interest rates to cause people to stop buying. Well, what happens when a business can't sell? That means loss of job employment. That means people can't afford things, which our economy would go down tremendously. And now if we go into war to step in to help fight Russia, then what does that mean for our U.S. military, for those in our armed services? What does that mean for our country? It's a very scary thing right now, and my prayers are with our leaders and those in Congress. And the reason why is because we're all affected by their decisions and how they intend to act towards Russia and what NATO plans to do as well. we're hoping for the best, and my fingers are always crossed that they make the best decision that helps American people out. If going to war doesn't help America and actually makes it worse for us, then I don't believe we need to go to war. I don't like what's going on in Ukraine. I don't like what Russia is doing, but I can tell you this, if having to put Americans at risk and make it harder for us now, then it's not worth it, because number one, President Joe Biden's job should be to take care of America first. I truly believe that. I respect him and his position, but I do believe that he has to take care of Americans. That's why he is the president, and that's why he was given the job. He's made so many promises, and I just hope that he falls through with them all. So here's the video. Let me know if you truly believe that this is the answer to helping Ukraine.
All right, the key to saving Ukraine and defeating Putin? Check out this foxbusiness.com op-ed that says, quote, interested in ending Putin's reign of terror in Ukraine as the world's largest geopolitical threat? Unleash Pennsylvania's extraordinary amount of clean, efficient natural gas. The writer of that op-ed joins us now, Victoria Coates, former Deputy National Security Advisor. Victoria, thanks for joining me. So give it to me. What do you mean by this op-ed?
Well, greetings from Philadelphia, Sean, the birthplace of American liberty.
Yes.
And Jennifer and I said in the op-ed, Pennsylvania now has the potential to be ground zero in another revolution for the United States, which would be an energy revolution. It's what we started in the Trump administration. We all saw the benefits of it. And it's what we can do now to most clearly disadvantage Vladimir Putin and help our friends and allies and keep everybody here at home plentifully supplied with energy.
You know, sometimes we think of North Dakota, we think of Texas, but you're right, Pennsylvania has a massive amount of energy that we could access. What roadblocks have the Biden administration put up for us to access that energy, or even New Jersey or New York or Pennsylvania state governments? You know, what roadblocks do we have? What has to be cleared out so we can get that energy?
It's been a clear and concerted campaign to stop what's been developing in Pennsylvania. We are fortunate compared to New Jersey and New York in that we have a wonderful legislature that's been fighting Governor Wolf in Harrisburg and fighting against the Green New Deal policies coming out of Washington. But we have situations like the Mariner pipeline coming from the Marcellus Shale here to Philadelphia to the Marcus Hook development. Our Attorney General, Josh Shapiro, who is running for governor, he is the Democrat candidate, he's running unopposed in the primary, filed 48 charges against Energy Transfer, just a poor private industry business out of Texas that came up to build this pipeline that takes gas to Marcus Hook to be exported to Europe. They delayed it 3 years. They're turning it into a criminal enterprise to actually harvest our energy needs. And so that's what has to change.
So, Victoria, I think it's important to note the national security implications of American energy and what it does to Putin, and that's what you did in this op-ed. But I also look at Pennsylvania and say, it is a great economic driver. It's a great income source for a lot of employees. In my old congressional district, you don't see all the places that energy touches, but we had the best fracking sand in northern Wisconsin. And so we opened up these mines, and there was huge development, and people had good paying jobs to get it was great round, hard sand that we could then send out to use for fracking. Talk about the economic impact of energy in Pennsylvania and for the country as a whole.
No, it's enormous for our state, and we would love to partner with our friends in Wisconsin. And heck, I'd love to partner with our friends in New York and New Jersey. There's no reason they shouldn't be prospering from this as well. Marcus Hook is a great example. It's in Philadelphia. It was a blighted urban area. Now it's humming, the industrial zone down there, and they should expand that port. And so many Pennsylvanians could be prospering. And Pennsylvania is also one of our nation's largest electricity exporters. We were able to send electricity to our friends in Texas last year during the big freeze when a renewable source couldn't function during extreme weather circumstances. And so that's what we need to expand in Pennsylvania, not dampen it down.
So, Victoria, if you had the pipeline in place, if the permits weren't a problem, the pipeline was built, and you were able to get that gas over to Europe, could that take care of Europe's dependence on Russian energy?
It would certainly go a long way. I mean, Pennsylvania is a huge piece. We have the passes in Louisiana, those export facilities being expanded, Corpus Christi and Port Arthur in Texas. What we should be doing is fast-tracking all of these projects, starting here in Pennsylvania, which has the easiest route across to Europe, but unleash all of it, all of the above. The thing that's different now, 7 years ago today, Sean, Putin annexed Crimea, and there was barely a peep out of the international community. Now you have broad international condemnation. You have private industry like Shell and Exxon abandoning Russia. Why? Because he doesn't have a stranglehold on the energy markets anymore, and he knows it. And so for the administration and our local governments to step back from taking that leverage is really, really shameful. It's what we can and should be doing to help the people of Ukraine.
Victoria, we could only hope that the Biden administration would streamline our oil and gas. I don't think it's happening anytime soon. I think they've sold out to the green wing of the Democrat Party. And so I don't think we're going to get relief until there's a new president in the White House. And it's sad. But listen, thanks for joining me. Thanks for your...
All right, guys, what did you think about that video? Tell me. I didn't know that Pennsylvania was such a leading state in energy. I mean, that is pretty amazing to find out and actually really cool. But I didn't hear a direct answer when they asked, could we supply Europe and take care of them? It was neither a yes or a no, but if they would combine, then it would be a lot better and they would do what they could. But the answer wasn't very clear, and I'm not all about going on hope or maybe that it would happen. We need to know that if we're going to do this, that it's going to do exactly what we intend for it to do. So let me know your thoughts. And again, guys, I want to say how much I appreciate your comments and the time that you take to watch these videos. Your support means the world to us, and we're doing everything we can to bring you the news that will help you and benefit you along the way. If you haven't jumped in on our giveaway video, definitely do that. The information is down in the description below. And again, we'll gather more information for you guys and more videos to come soon. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm John Muro. Peace.